Mixed bags of moving to Philadelphia? Well, here's a couple of reasons why I love living in Philadelphia and hate living in Philadelphia. Just like you thinking about moving to Philadelphia, well, I moved here in 1999. I've lived here for our last 26 something years. What I've learned, there are a couple things that are amazing about Philadelphia and a couple things aren't that great. So let's talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let's do a little mixed bag of everything. So let's get right into it. Neighborhoods. There's some amazing neighborhoods in Philadelphia. I have a video you definitely want to watch. Talk about the top 5 neighborhoods, but I'll mention a couple here. Society Hill, Queens Village, Center City. Center City really is a part of a neighborhood. Like, there's some awesome spots to live. My favorite, Roxborough, Manayunk, Chestnut Hill. There are some amazing neighborhoods to live in. Why? Because some of those neighborhoods are great because you live in Philadelphia, but living in those neighborhoods, you don't really feel like you do. You feel like you live in a small little, almost like a small little town. Like Chestnut Hill, for example, almost like a town in itself with all their stores, stone cobbled roads, Germantown Avenue, stone cobbled. It's pretty awesome. Some of the amazing history that you find there, some of the amazing history you find in the old city. It's interesting with some people, they move to these areas, such as South Philly, for example. South Philly's a big area, but they'll move into like 20th and Christian Street, and they live there, and they live there for all their lives, and they never leave that area. Like a smaller area, and they never leave. Like people live in South Philly, for example, never pass over Spring Garden Street, and that happens. Yes, there are people who do that. People don't own cars. They take their bus and the public, transportation everywhere, and like I said, they stay in that little area. They might go to the airport. And by the way, that's another good thing about Philadelphia. The airport's right outside of Philadelphia. It's pretty easy to get to, except for rush hour traffic. And yes, they have international flights. It's a big airport. It's pretty awesome if you want to leave the country, want to fly to, I don't know, England, for example, or you want to fly to India or China or wherever, or we want to do like a domestic flight to California. It's really easy to just jump in, drive down to the airport, wherever you live, 15 minutes to an hour away, get in there, they have long-term parking, jump there, jump on a flight, and fly wherever you want. Florida, for example, depending on what you love, what you want to do. But seriously, going back to the neighborhoods, if you are thinking about moving to any of these neighborhoods, moving to the area, definitely reach out to me. Seriously, my contact info. Hit the subscribe button too while you're at it. Smash the like button. Anyway, let's get back to the neighborhoods real quick. There's probably 5 or 6 neighborhoods that I just absolutely love. And the cool thing too about living in Philadelphia, you can easily move out to the suburbs, which is a totally different kind of vibe out there. If you're looking for more of a quieter vibe, you can have that. But that's the cool thing about living in parts of Philadelphia, is that you can have a very quiet neighborhood, nothing happens, and you might want that. Or you can live like in Port Richmond or Northern Liberties, where it's a lot more hopping, a lot more jumping, if that's what you're looking for a little more fun, looking for a little more different vibe, old city, Northern Liberties, that's your thing. Now, the bad thing about living in these neighborhoods is traffic. Sometimes getting from one neighborhood to the next is awful. It's terrible. Yes, you got Uber, we got Lyft, we got cabs, we got all that, but parking here is terrible. Driving from one end of Philadelphia to the next, if you're going from the north, say you're coming from Roxborough, and you got to go to South Philly, you can jump on 76, which is awful, or you can take the back roads. And sometimes the back roads are easy, sometimes the back roads are great. Do a nice little drive down Kelly Drive, which is over right by the boathouses. If you don't know what the boathouses are, make sure you check them out when you come and visit. It's a pretty cool vibe there. Boathouses are right now by the Museum of Arts. I'll talk about that a little bit later. You can do that, but if there's traffic on 76 and there's traffic on the back roads, you're screwed. Traffic is off. Number 2, food. I have to tell you, when I moved here in 1999, the food was okay. People were talking about cheesesteaks, Fats and Geno's. I prefer D'Alessandro's. Chubby's is pretty good too. Or any local bar, some good restaurant, you can get a really decent cheesesteak. But I always tell people, Philly is so much more than just cheesesteaks. Like, seriously, like if you're in Philadelphia and the only thing you're experiencing is cheesesteaks, you're missing out. Go down to Reading Terminal Market. It's awesome, especially if we have a family of, not even a family, but it's 4 or 5 of you. You go down into the Reading Terminal Market, everybody gets a dish. You kind of do like a little buffet, family style. Everyone gets a dish, brings it together. You have any kind of dish down there you can think of. You got American food, Italian food, French food, Greek food, anything you can think of, and it's pretty cool. There's actually a parking garage right across the street from there. Yes, parking is terrible, by the way. Put that in with the traffic. Parking is awful here. But there's a parking garage right across the street from Reading Terminal Market. Park there. Well, of course, take an Uber or Lyft. But anyway, definitely check out the food. You have awesome restaurants like Elvez, Budokan, Village Whiskey, Devil Was a Sinner. Looking vegetarian, check that out. One of my favorite, actually one of my top 3 favorite restaurants in Philadelphia is Devil Was a Sinner. It's amazing. We got, big brands like Capital Grill, Del Frisco's, but you also got the small little bars, places that you can go and check out, which are awesome. You can just walk right in. Obviously, use your phone, Google the reviews, see if they're any good, but don't be afraid to check things out. The food here is amazing. The previous many mayors ago decided to turn it into, Philly, trying to turn into a little bit of a restaurant competition with New York City. We have Restaurant Week, which I think is twice a year. You can check out different restaurants in different areas for a real cheap price. Usually you get an appetizer, you get a dinner and dessert during Restaurant Week. Awesome opportunity to check out the different places, try different restaurants. So if you're moving here or if you are here, make sure you check that out. Things to do. Well, see, we are like the 6th largest city in the United States. So if you come here and you think there's nothing to do, you're so wrong. You're so out of your league, and this is not the city for you then. Because if you can't find anything to do here while you're hanging out, checking out the city, this ain't the city for you. Then just leave. Don't worry, don't bother staying. But seriously, you have anything from the museum, Philadelphia Art Museum, Franklin Institute, you have Liberty Bell, check out the Comcast building. It's pretty cool. It's right on Market Street. 17th, 18th and Market, check that out. And actually below, it's funny, if you go into the Comcast building, if you go downstairs, there's a little food court in there with some good stuff. And check out DeBruno's, by the way, yes. Chestnut Street, DeBruno's, awesome food. It's like a little shop, but upstairs they have a little restaurant, little cafe restaurant up on the 2nd floor. It's awesome. Check that out, DeBruno's. You can buy specialty cheeses and specialty meats and desserts, the whole 9 yards. That's on the 1st floor. Go upstairs, awesome pizza. Seriously, you got Continental. I'm giving you so many places to go eat. Come on. I love tea, but seriously, things to do. A lot of free things to do. You can actually see the Liberty Bell for free. Check out the Rocky statue. If you have kids, Franklin Institute, Children's Please Touch Museum, the zoo. We have the oldest zoo in Philadelphia. Check it out. It's awesome. You can spend the whole day there. You can hang out for a couple hours, check out the lions. You can check out the tigers, check out the monkeys. They got the silverbacks, check out all the birds, snakes. You can just spend all day if you want. Or just a couple hours, went in and out. And there's also lots of parking there. There's a parking garage. Also, I'm a big fan of parking garages because you usually get easy in and out. Parking garage there. There's lots of parking at the Philadelphia Zoo. Make sure you check that out. Now, what's not so great? High schools, for example. The schooling system here is not that great. Great food, not the greatest education when it comes to the public school system. I want to point that out. The public school system needs a lot of work, needs a lot of help. There have been couple of high schools that have closed down and they have merged them together, which means a lot more students. The student to teacher ratio is very high here. It's not like you go out in the suburbs where it's usually a lot less. Here it's really high. So unfortunately, sometimes students fall through the cracks. It happens. Sometimes the teachers are great, sometimes they're not so great. It's a big problem here. So that's definitely, you got great food, terrible education when it comes to public. But when it comes to colleges, whole different things to talk about. But we'll get that in 2 seconds. Other things to do, you do have the Eagles. Make sure, if you're here in the wintertime, football season, get a ticket, go to an Eagles game. It's an experience. And if you're here to check out the Eagles, make sure you don't tell people you're a Cowboys fan. That's one of the things you do not want to do. If you want to be hated in Philadelphia, tell everyone you're a Cowboys fan. They hate the Cowboys. They don't like the Giants. I'm a Giants fan myself. They don't like the Giants. They don't like the Bengals. They don't like most teams they don't like, but they really hate the Cowboys. Called the Cowgirls for a reason around here. So don't tell people that. Otherwise, I can't vouch for your safety. Anyway, let's get back to colleges. Colleges are amazing here. I am myself an alma mater. I did graduate myself from LaSalle University. I did go to another college for my bachelor's degree, but my last college I went to was LaSalle. Amazing experience, amazing teachers. We have Drexel, we have Temple, we have Villanova, we have St. Joe's. We have Ivy League schools here. We have an amazing college system, some amazing colleges. You have University City, which is also another neighborhood you can live in. That's pretty awesome. It's just a town, again, it's a town in itself. There are students that go there, like the Drexel University. They never leave that area because there's so much to do and so much things to see, and it just keeps them alive and keeps them going. So that's part of one of the reasons, you know, great about things about Philadelphia. Now we got great colleges, like we talked about. Great food, terrible public schools, great colleges, terrible taxes. Let's talk about taxes real quick. Again, there's a mixed bag, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Taxes are high here. When it comes to, for example, city wage tax here is one of the highest. It's like 3.7% if you live in the county of Philadelphia. If you live outside the county of Philadelphia, it's like 3.39. So yes, even though you live outside of the city of Philadelphia, outside of the county, you still have to pay city wage tax. I remember when I first moved here, I believe it was like 1%. I was back, like I said, 1999, year 2000. It's gone up, keeps going up. And that's just how taxes are, they keep going up. Property taxes, depends on where you live, what neighborhood. Again, some of the neighborhoods are more expensive. Some of the neighborhoods are dirt cheap. But you might not want to live there because it might not be the best of areas, so you want to keep an eye on that. And last but not least, I don't know if it's last but not least, but one of the beautiful things of living here, we talked about the airport. One of the cool things about living here too, it's kind of like a central hub if you like traveling. In other words, like I said before, jump over to the Philadelphia airport, grab a flight, go somewhere. But it's also cool if you want to, you know, if you like to visit big cities like Baltimore, Washington, D.C., New York City. It's an easy train ride. I mean, you literally can go down to 30th Street Market Station. You can't miss the building. It looks like a big old building block that was just plopped in there, but it's pretty cool inside. Again, parking garage attached to it, so you don't have to worry about it. You can literally just park in the parking garage. You can take the walkway across right into the 30th Street Market Station, catch your train, and off to New York City you go. You can do a couple things when it comes to traveling to New York City. You can take, well, 3 things. You can take the bus, go to Chinatown. Yeah, we have Chinatown too, by the way. Again, Chinatown's pretty awesome. There's a place called, there's a speakeasy there. If you're looking for something different, called Hop Sing Laundromat. You have to look it up. You have to find a big old metal door. It looks like there's nothing there, but behind that door, it's a pretty cool speakeasy. That's right in Chinatown. But you can take the bus from Chinatown to New York City, and it's usually cheap. It's pennies on the dollar. Or you can, if you have a car, you can drive to like Trenton, to New Jersey, grab the train station there. I don't really recommend that. Stay away from Trenton if you can. Go about 10 minutes past Trenton. Go to Hamilton, New Jersey. You can catch the railroad there, the regional rail line. Grab it like there. It's not bad price. I think it's like $35 to $50 now. Drops you off right at Penn Station in New York City. And you're literally like, you're on 8th Street, and Times Square is about 11th Street. So you can get off the train there, take a cab, or just walk over to Times Square. Easy peasy. So you can do the bus, take the regional rail, or you can take Amtrak. Boom. You can drive too, but don't drive. Don't drive New York City. It's awful. You got the toll on the highway and the turnpike, and then you got bridge tolls, and bridge tolls are so expensive. But you can also go to 30th Street Market Station, grab an Amtrak. You can actually get deals. Like the night before, you can actually go on their app. You can find some great deals of taking the train from Philadelphia to, again, New York Penn Center, Amtrak. It's real smooth. I think it makes like 2 stops on the way, and it's a real smooth ride, like an hour and 15 minutes, give or take. You know, and you have that. And then if you want to do something totally different, go visit Amish country, go to Lancaster. It's like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. It's like a whole nother world. Or you can go straight up 476 and go to the Poconos. Beautiful up there. Amish country, beautiful. Poconos, beautiful. You know, those are some of the good things. Last thing about Philly, Philly's dirty. Like, I hate to say this. Like, when I moved here years ago, they used to have street cleaners everywhere. Like, every street was very, very, very clean. But then they, you know, the mayor at the time decided to cut budget, and he cut out street cleaning altogether. And then another mayor came along, and he started adding a little bit in Center City. And then the previous mayor, he added a little bit more. Now the current mayor, she added more. So it's finally starting to expand. But I'll be honest with you, Philly is dirty. Like, it really is. Like the streets are dirty. People don't pick up after themselves. I mean, you can sit on a traffic light and you just see people just throwing trash right out the window. It is just dirty. It's just nasty. Like, just keep your trash in a bag and throw it in the garbage can. That's probably one of the most disgusting things about Philly, is that people just don't care. Like, they just, you know, they open a candy bar and they just throw the wrapper on the ground and just keep walking. They don't even think twice about it. It's dirty. And when you've been here a while, I like to say that Philadelphia as the dirty little brother of New York City. And I feel like that's very true. Not that New York City is always that clean, but if you go to Times Square and you go to Center City, you're gonna see a difference. Like, you really are when it comes to dirtiness and cleanliness. Sadly to say, it's a dirty city, but I still love living here. I have no regrets ever moving here. And again, if you're thinking about moving here, here's my contact info. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash that like button. Again, thinking about moving here, hit me up. No pressure. Moving out of the city, hit me up. Anyway, thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for checking out my video. Make sure you check out my next video, 5 pros, 5 cons. Check out all my videos on my channel. Thank you very much.